Kia ora, explorers! Welcome to a very special bit of extra behind-the-scenes bonus content that we're putting together in celebration of the approach of our early access release for the wonderful game Adaptory. Let me move my microphone. Adaptory. We are going to be getting to know a few members of the team, the folks that have been working on the game, and sharing some cool behind-the-scenes info. But what better place to start than by chatting with the person without whom I would not currently have a job, and none of us would be here doing all this work. Jevon!
Hey, that's me!
Welcome!
Hello!
For those of that might be watching that haven't got an idea about it, who are you?
Yeah, I guess I'm the person that's helping put the game together. So I started working on Adaptory by myself in my spare time 4 years ago, more than 4 years ago. And since then it's evolved into a full-time job with some contractors and some help, and now I've got a Ruby on board as well.
In your mind, what is Adaptory, given that you started out making it yourself? What was it when it first started, and what has it now become?
Oh, goodness. It started off as an experiment. Just like I've always been making experiments in my spare time. When I have an itch to scratch, I've been making lots of little game ideas. And this one, I was playing around with some simulation-based game ideas, where you had a 2D grid of simulation tiles, and they had like mass and temperature, and I was playing around. I was actually having a really, really fun time. And I was like, what happens if I add characters? And then I added characters, and I was like, this is actually pretty cool. Like, putting this together, it felt like a game that I wanted to create. And then I explored the space a bit more. I did some game design. I came up with a concept, just kept on implementing it, and then I decided to take the plunge and go full time.
So how long have you been working on the game altogether now? Like, given starting out experimenting to heading into early access?
Yeah, so my first commit to the project was February 2021. So by the time it's into Steam Early Access, it'll be just under 5 years. I was just looking at the stats this evening, and I think we're almost at 8,000 commits, which is a decent chunk of development work.
Adaptory has been around for people to experience for a little while. We've had a demo that's been out on Steam for a minute now. What do you think has been either your favorite or the most interesting surprise or development to come out of like sharing it with other people rather than just the thoughts in your own brain?
Oh, there's so many. There's so many things. Two things that pop into my head. The first time I released it it was on itch.io, and someone got in contact saying, hey, I love the game, but could you turn off the background stars? Because it impacts my accessibility, like it impacts my ability to play.
Wow.
And I was like, that is such an easy fix. It's such an easy thing to add. It's like, accessibility is so easy. So that was awesome. I never thought about it, and someone let me know. The other one was, as the game has got bigger and bigger and more refined, like now we have some players in our Discord who have played the game for hundreds of hours, and I never intended the demo to have hundreds of hours of gameplay, which blows my mind. This is my first time creating and moderating and supporting and leading a Discord community from literally nothing. Like, I remember creating it and it was like, why am I creating this? There's no one that knows about the game, and now it is this active, buzzy environment of people like sharing base ideas and tips and tricks and supporting each other. Like, why does this not work? And people come up with solutions, and they work out that there's multiple ways to play the different game, and we've got some testers on there as well that make sure that the versions that we release are bug free, or as bug free as we can get them. It's been fantastic and really heartwarming and really special to be able to be able to work with everyone on the Discord community. So please come and join us and say hi, because we're all just a lovely bunch of peeps.
Only come join if you're also lovely. If you're not, get out of here. I know that you've gone and like shared the game like overseas to a bunch of different places, to a variety of conventions, gone to Gamescom, gone to PAX and various events like that.
Mm-hmm.
What has been a moment that you really remember from like going and sharing it with different like international communities of gamers all over the place?
I'll just do two memories. When I went to Armageddon, Wellington for the very first time, and I was showing off the game, and a dad and his kid came over, and the kid had never used a mouse before, and the dad was teaching the kid like how to use a mouse, and that was just cool to know that I was contributing to a family's experience. Like, that was like their first time to play a game together. That was just really, really special. More recently at Gamescom, it was basically, what was it, 5 solid days of being on the show floor from 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. every day, and that was awesome and exhausting and awesome. But I had like a whole bunch of interviews for the first time, which is really, really cool, and met with really cool people all around the world.
Over the course of developing the game, what do you think has been the fiddliest thing that you've had to try and work a soul for? Because I remember a couple of years ago, probably, I remember the delight and relief where you walked into the living room at your house and exclaimed that you had worked out how to do scrollers within scrollers.
Oh my goodness, that was a momentous occasion. Yeah, most recently I think it was finally managing to work out how to get the characters to, it's called interpolation, but basically go from one frame to another smoothly, because the game is rendering at a certain frame rate and the game is simulating at a certain frame rate, and that I've made the decision to detach them. And so to be able to do that smoothly took me years, but I think we've got a really good solution now. Like last year and before, like you can see that the characters are just a little bit janky in the way that they move, but it should be much smoother now.
This will all be polished away by the time early access
Yeah.
No one will be any wiser except for this interview.
Yeah, I know, like you'll be playing the early access version and you won't even notice all the work that's gone into it, because it will just be perfect.
In terms of polishing the things coming up for early access, obviously there's going to be some interesting things coming out in early access that you might not have come across in like the demo and things like that.
Oh, yes.
Are there any bits and pieces that you are, one, really excited to share with people, and 2, allowed to tell anyone about?
So what is something I can share that has been revealed in the early access release date announcement trailer? You can see gas pipes. So in the demo there's liquid pipes, and in early access there's gas pipes, and being able to move oxygen and other gases around the base in a much more controlled way is a game changer, really.
Oh, nice. I like what you did there. Game changer. I'm sure that there are all kinds of very exciting things that people will get a chance to check out when we get to actual early access. Do you have dreams of what Adaptory will get to be after early access and people are actually getting a chance to buy the game?
Oh, there is so much. So I've had to cut out a lot of systems, a lot of mechanics, a lot of content in order to get it ready for an early access release. It turns out base building games are quite complex. There's a lot of systems that players, like that I expected, that other players would expect, and it takes time to do them well. I've had to really be brutal in what is included in the first version and what we can add as a future update. We are doing a roadmap of what are the first couple of updates and what is a good progression for adding content into the game. But I have since learned that games are never finished, so there's, as long as we're able to work on the game, I have many ideas for content to add.
Aside from just gameplay elements that people are going to get to experience when they give Adaptory a go, what is something that when somebody boots up Adaptory, for the first time or the first time upon early access release, what is something that you hope people experience or feel or take away from the game when they're giving it a go?
The first thing that always blows me away is Size music. Put on your headphones, listen to Size music in the main menu, play through the game with his music. It gives me chills every single time I hear it.
I 100% agree, and I'm going to say this now and we might cut it out, but also someone should make a soundtrack of that music because it's really, really good.
That's a really good idea.
Right. Jevon, are there any other things that you would like to chat about Adaptory, let the people out there know about before we get into the extremely not scary quickfire questions?
The thing that pops into my mind is that this project, this game, this adventure could not have been done without all the support that I've had, that we've had, the support of my partner and my family, the support of my friends, the Wellington musical theatre community. I remember showing in the green room, like, here's a little video of like the game that I've been working on, and just the joy of doing that has pushed me ahead. The support of NZ Code, the support of NZTE and the Callaghan Foundation and New Zealand Film Commission, and there are just so many people that have all helped together to put this together. Adaptory couldn't be the game that it is right now without everyone that has contributed to the game. Most honestly, most sincerely, like, I've always tried to work together in a way that amplifies people's messages and amplifies people's work, and we're creating such cool art that is more than the sums of the parts, so it's really cool seeing it come together.
Alright, shall we get into the very not scary quickfire questions?
Please, I love questions.
Question 1. For gaming, controller or mouse and keyboard?
For me, it's mouse and keyboard for sure.
Question 2. What is your favourite mineral?
Oh, the one that popped into my head straight away was granite. It is very good and solid, and it's good for hiking on.
Question 3. If you were to explain your job to someone that doesn't understand games at all, what was the easy way to say it?
It is doing art with computers.
Question 4. If you could only take one personal belonging to space, what would it be?
Ukulele.
Question 5. What is the best thing that gravity does?
Is that you don't notice it at all.
Question 6. If you woke up tomorrow on a planetoid somewhere in space, what's the first thing you would do?
Look at my phone.
And question 7, finally. Tell me a secret about working on Adaptory that only I will get to hear, and the audience will get to see how juicy of a secret it is purely from my facial expression.
Okay.
Oh my gosh! Oh, amazing. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to come chat with me today, Jevon.
Anytime.
This has been delightful. Ruby. Hopefully we'll get to do some more follow-up interviews as well as Adaptory progresses. Main thing to know, if you've tuned in this far and you want to see more of this kind of stuff, go and check out Adaptory and go and download the demo or download the early access when it comes out. Any final statements for the audience out there?
Pop into the chat and say hi to Ruby.
Thank you so much, and we will see you next time, explorers. Ka kite!